This is also a less than ideal start for Orc. Very interesting. We could force our way through. We can probably take on 2 warriors and a knight. Definitely doing alright defensively. Again, we have as much armor class on this character that we had on Tengu when we cast Ozokupu's armor on that character, so heck of a lot better there. Fantastic, love to see it. But still potentially struggling in this fight, especially I didn't see that troll initially either. It's nice that Cinder Acolyte for Greater Player and Ignis for Polytheist go hand in hand. If you were a Greater Player and Polytheist before 0.28, you can claim them both with 1 run. That is a very handy thing. You can imagine that each single update, I mean, you want a little bit of work to do so that you have something fresh and new, especially if all you're really interested and focused on is getting those various achievements. But I could definitely see it being frustrating in its own sense. Ooh, the fear does not work on the Centaur Warrior. That is bad. Let's instead drink a heal wounds. Then our willpower is pretty good, so I probably don't have to worry too much about the abilities from the vampire. And as long as we kill this son of a gun, we can just run away. There we go. Didn't even have to reach in our pocket. We did waste a fear scroll, which is a shame too bad, but at the end of the day, didn't have to use any of our blink or much like that, so it's not the end of the world. Hello, my ogre friends. Another Centaur Warrior, hey? What's with that? I'm not a fan. Please, stop this. No, get out of here, you. Thank you, perfect. That's much better. The only good Centaur Warrior is a dead one. And let's just blast you, friend. Perfect. And onwards we go. Again, everything is going fairly smoothly, so I feel like I have less to talk about than I do oftentimes in these runs. Where if you're constantly struggling, there's always a whole lot on the brain going on, but instead, everything's just all honky-dory. Fire is too strong. The element of passion and whatnot, especially against Sonya. Okay, I do run out of magic, so I have to resort to Ice Blast, but Fireball in general, absolutely overpowered against dodge-based enemies. Yermak did that. Their first Cinder Acolyte run was a 5-rune victory, not abandoning Ignis. Oh, nice. Nice. I almost definitely have a bunch of trash, but my brain is not functioning right now, so let's open up. I guess Flail Protection can go, Latch Tank can go, because now we are kind of getting into the shield side of it. I think I need that defensive capability if we want to ensure our continued survival, as it were. Scrolls of Noise, there we go. I knew there was something that was just trash that I was lugging around for no reason whatsoever, and there it is. Now let's check before you go invisible what you do. Mostly nothing. The ogre could complicate things a little bit. Now, let's just kill you real quick. This was not your fight, friend. And we have lots of acid charges, so I don't mind throwing one of those out there to just finish off the fight. Fantastic. Slime creature popped out somewhere. There you are. I was wondering where you went, friend. You left so suddenly, in such a rush. Might as well just blast a few times, though, while we've got the space. Similarly, can do the same there, and then might as well lead all these sons of guns just back towards this stairwell. Head up, and let's just pop out somewhere new. Huh. Hello, friends. Quite the welcoming committee awaiting us here. I have no fire resistance, I believe, correct? Yep. That is, in fact, correct. I believe this can give us fire resistance. It does, so we might want to switch to our Staff of Flame. In fact, I'll do that right away, just to play it safe. Clouds are likely to be poison here, which is actually not too bad. I think that actually works on all of you, right? Not Azrael, but you. No, Hellhounds are resistant, of course, and you're immune. Yep, so of course that's what I meant to say. Absolutely none of them are affected by poison. So the Cloud Condenser, or the Condenser Vein rather, is not likely to be effective. Regardless, I wouldn't mind reading a teleport, and let's just get sent out of the area if possible. Could try and kill some of them. So let's see. Fulminant Prism would do the best in that regard, unless they destroy it like that. That's a shame. But here we go. Okay. So. Please stop destroying my prisms. They're very expensive. There we go. Can blast alright, but not too far. What else can we do? Some more fulminant prisms, maybe? Seems like it might be a decent idea. We could just take this Firehound down. Potentially have slimes at the bottom of these stairs, but likely not, since they didn't seem to be following us. I don't know how I feel about fighting you, friend. I think that's going to be a scary encounter. Let's start with Condenser Vein. We do get Cold Clouds. That potentially changes things. That is wild. In that case, let's start with the Acid. Ideally, just kill everything, except for Azrael. Perfect. Okay, friend. Immune to fire, negative energy and damnation, resistant to poison, susceptible to cold. Well, have 7 blasts left. Those don't seem to be doing a lot. Yes, we don't have any training, so that's fair. But there we go. They step into our Condenser Vein clouds, and we managed to take out Azrael themselves. Fantastic. Love to see it. Ah, right. 7-headed Hydra. Should have remembered that you were awaiting us down here. That's fine. We'll just... If you want to step into the fire, that works for me. I was happy to just keep blasting you, friend, but... That's cool, too. Oh, we miscast Fulminant Prism? Okay, that confused me for a moment there. But that makes sense, that's fair. And one final Prism should do the trick. We're making a lot of noise, which I don't love, but hopefully not too much. Yermak generally doesn't abandon gods at all, any of its Ignis. Under run from point 2 where they abandon Zom. I wouldn't necessarily hold that against their record there, because if you almost never, it's good enough. But I can get behind that. I'm very supportive of that idea. I don't know if I've ever abandoned a god. The closest I've gone is switching between the good gods, going from Zin to the Shining One in this very series, and that was actually the first time I even did that. But in general, I like to, dance with the one that brought you. If you're going to, pour your heart and soul into worshipping one of these exceptionally powerful omniscient deities, then might as well put some oomph behind it, Let's start training shields again, because I think I do want to switch up to this kite shield as soon as possible. Yeah, it's old. You don't think they do it anymore? Exactly. That's from quite a while back, 0.21. It's before I came back to playing myself, even. Well, no reason for me to fight a big ol' slimy pal. Instead, just wait out the fight, especially if they don't want to follow us like that. That works for me. And just blast you. Perfect. Not too shabby. Getting to heal wounds is pretty huge. Ooh, statue form is awesome. Bolt of Magma, pretty useful in its own right as well. Get some piercing power behind us. So that and statue form definitely immediately leap out at me. In fact, Bolt of Magma I think we'll just learn right away. It's nice to have that in our back pocket. Oops, nope. Stop that. We do not blast ourselves in the face with a fireball. Perfect. Thanks, game, for reminding me that that would be overtly suicidal, because you are correct. Seems like a bad move. You're back. Any good spells thrown our way? We just got a hold of Statue Form and Bolt of Magma. Bolt of Magma, not necessarily as exciting, but Statue Form. Oh me, oh my. Doesn't get much better. You know what? I will just make some noise here. Throw a good old fireball or three. Perfect. I'm guessing this is our vault entrance that we're peering at now, that we're coming to. But here's where it's nice to have the magma bolt, so I have something for direct close quarters combat when we don't want to give the centaur room to actually use that gosh darn bow of theirs. Vampire, not too much of a problem. Hey, there we go. Confirmation that it is, in fact, our vault's entrance down that way. Makes sense. Well, let's just lead you on a little bit of a merry chase. Could even fight the regular human here. I just want to regain all of our magic. Otherwise, we should be just fine for taking care of that son of a gun. And one more. Fantastic. I guess I did learn that. Do I want to start training up for statue form immediately? Would be nice to have the defensive capabilities at our side for sure. The very least, something to think about. Transmutation and Earth. I don't think our transmutation aptitude is good. -2, a little bit rough. Earth magic -3. Maybe I'll have to rethink that strategy at some point here. Didn't realize quite how expensive those would be. At the very least, I'd like to get something like Ignition added to the book. I'm so glad we have willpower as well. Don't have to worry too much about getting sent to the abyss by that son of a gun. Beauty. In fact, here's another one. Let's double check. I think it's going to be 0%, 2%. Okay, so it could happen. And for that, I almost deserved to have it happen. But maybe not directly in our immediate future at the very least. So that's nice. Wow, now you're all coming out in force, hey? I was wondering, it looked a little lackluster and light in terms of enemy engagement. That would be the reason right there. Well, Vault Guardian can come upstairs with me. Get rid of that son of gun right away. You know, maybe we will end up using this staff a bit more semi-permanently. It's actually doing quite well in terms of damage output there. Makes sense, we do have the training for it to do the extra fire damage, but didn't expect for it to be that effective at the very least. Just blast ya, and we've got to be pretty close to working through the majority of the forces here. Yeah? We do get Orb of Destruction offered by Vehement. So, new plan. I'm gonna learn that son of a gun, and fire magic just hit its cap, so it's actually the perfect time for us to go back into training a bunch of conjurations. With a +3 aptitude, we can go pretty high on this. Let's bring it up to 18 or something like that. This also sets us up nicely for potentially using Firestorm. I always forget the name of the level 9 fire spell, but something like that. And you do, of course, need conjurations and fire magic up to pretty high extremes in order to make by with that. IDing our last scroll, it turns out to be acquirements. Let's take a quick peek. Staff of Conjuration. I mean, perfect timing based on what we were just talking about. I don't think I care enough to actually take it just for that. Plus 8 shortbow freezing. Probably nixing that because I am enjoying the shield play here, so it's probably just going to be the money. Though we don't necessarily need it. In fact, we don't even have anything on our shopping list. Wow, at some point we got to run into some shops here, right? We had Swamp and Snake, so Snake might have some shops at least. We didn't finish Orc either, which probably plays into it. You know what, let's just take one of you upstairs. I don't actually know how well this fight will go. Never mind, that went fantastic. As long as we can hit ya, which we always can with Fireball. Just got very unlucky to fail it on our very first attempt there. And not too shabby. Let's maybe not tap too quickly. We don't want to accidentally find ourselves in deep water. But not a bad start there. And hey, there's a shop. We were just talking about you. You can block barbs temporarily, and then we'll just blast you once we get here. Fantastic. We that much faster than a manticore, really. How about that? And apparently just completely lost our scent. Love to see it. Don't know if I can finagle a way to hit both of you, so instead switch over to Magma Bolt. So that we can in fact do so. Beautiful. And lovely. Now can we see what's in that shop? Nope, not yet. Give it a moment. Magma Bolt also being nice sources of damage against fire enemies like our lovely Ifrit here. Perfect. ID Scroll can just get immediately red potions of flight. Get out of here. Perfect. And less perfect for the weapon shop itself. Not exactly anything of note there. That's fine, they can't all be absolute zingers, I guess. And against you, friends, should probably actually just lead you into a hallway. Then we can use Bolt here, Bolt spells rather, to good effect. Fantastic and beautiful. Hello, 8-headed Hydra friend again. I'm guessing that's the same one, even though I could be wrong. Sorry to say, but I'm not very good at recognizing different Hydras. I'm sure they have tons of distinct markers that I'm just unfamiliar with, being somebody who didn't grow up with Hydras, but no excuse not to learn in the present, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. And that should be just about it for D14. Fantastic. So now we have D15, and then it's just going to be time for some S branches, which is where things generally hit the make or break point. So we'll see how that goes. Let's finish this floor, this last floor of the main dungeon here. At least ideally finish it. I guess for all I know, we might just get taken out. Ah, hello, Nessos. Not super fun to fight up against, but I should be able to just delete ya. Indeed we can. Perfect. Never doubt in my mind, of course. And ooh, Raiju are a scary enemy. We don't have resistance to electricity, so you don't love to see that. Have to keep that one in mind as a potential just run away. Definitely run upstairs. And hey Callie, how's it going? Hope you're having a fantastic weekend here. Always nice to see you around. Giving me a good excuse to stretch is always a good thing. I'll probably even do a bit of a prolonged one in a moment here, because I think I'm going to get a drink refill as soon as we finish off the main dungeon area here, right before we head off into our S branches. But I can always tell by how much tension is released when I do stretch, just how tight I've been holding myself, so I always appreciate the audience doing their best to keep me alive and in one piece. That's an interesting flail. 2 different vulnerabilities on it. Strength plus 9 is pretty fun. I'm not going to use it on this character, but it is fun. At the very least. Hello, Hydropal. Goodbye. Let's see, actually, I was curious how these damages compared. Fireball is 3d16. Volt of Magma is 4d14. So that's an appreciable difference, actually. Fireball is nice because it guarantees to hit, which is good. But Bolt of Magma's damage and piercing abilities definitely are pretty huge. Orb of Destruction still a ways off for casting, but one day. Ooh, that's unexplored territory. Fortunately, we killed that skeletal warrior. Not their friends though, so never mind. Scratch that. We also, of course, hit an alarm trap. Next thing. Perfect. Exactly what I wanted out of this situation. Let's go to the stairwell, please, and thank you. There we go. Absolutely question any advice from you. Okay, thanks for the heads up, though I probably won't, because I enjoy taking people at face value, and I think that there's input and good information to be gained from each and every one of you. Just gotta find the right situation for your own playstyle or mindset, I guess. Okie dokie. There's our entrance to depths. Don't have to worry about that at the moment. And there we go. Okie dokie. Well, we finished off the regular old dungeon here, so it's definitely time to start exploring some of our S branches. Swamp should be not necessarily easy. I'm not gonna be so careless and ruthless to actually deign to say something predictive and dangerous like that. Absolutely curse ourselves for an early death. But the nice thing about it is that fire magic generally does very well in swamp, especially since this looks from the entrance like it's going to be a flooded swamp. Extra steam, scalding damage, usually a pretty solid thing against all these enemies. A bit more mana efficient at the very least. But before we hop down, I of course am going to take this as an opportunity to take a quick 30-second to a minute-long break here, grab a refill for my drink, give the doggo a quick pat on the head, and then we'll be back to hop down into swamp, hopefully get through that end snake before the end of the evening here. We'll have to see how it goes, but regardless, I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. See you soon. Good opportunity for me to take another secondary stretch, get the legs pumping again here, which is good. Do we have our poison? I don't think. Oh, we do. Yes, of course, because we're wearing swamp dragon scales. Completely forgot about that. I thought for a moment that we for sure didn't, because I'm used to it just being something that we throw on a ring or anything to that extent. But fortunately, we're in a good spot in that regard for both swamp and the upcoming snake. Oh, I didn't even think about it, but apparently we're starting a forest fire. Cool. Too late now. It is done. Does mean that we will be clearing up a bit of space here, which is not necessarily ideal, but should be okay. Kind of want to just blast you, and in fact I think I will, just to finish off the fight. Fantastic. Using Fireball and Ice Blast right after coming down the stairs does mean that we make a lot of noise here, which is potentially less than ideal. When you just have that one in and out staircase, that's a bad place generally to call too much attention to yourself. But we managed to make it through so far, and now Jorgrun is a toughie. A lot of health, a lot of health, and heavy damage potential with that Iron Shot. Fortunately, we could try and stay out of range, and we'll be okay. In fact, let's check that again. Petrify, very low odds of affecting us. So I think we can potentially cheese this fight to a decent degree. What else would we have at our disposal? Swamp is so noisy, so the noisy cause won't travel as far. That's very true. I think of that for shoals more often, but it makes sense with all the water and such not here. So that is very nice, to say the least. Let's blast ya, and then I'm gonna throw some of these down while we're at it. Just trying to get extra damage thrown down this on a gun as they approach. Ooh, interesting. Wait, Jorgrun? What? Died in the steam, I'm guessing. But what's weird there is it looked like the Tyrant Leech crawled out of Jorgrun's dead body or something, so that's why it just broke my brain completely for a second. I thought that's new. I didn't know that that's how that worked. Jorgrun can have infestation inside them, or it was either that or a polymorpher, or like a shapeshifter rather, can take the form of unique, which I was fairly certain was impossible, but guess some mysteries will never be solved either, unfortunately. No idea where that son of a gun came from, just sudden Tyrant Leech out of the blue, like you do. Ooh, you're real close to dead, so I think I will risk it and just stick around. Spriggans, I will just leave. I'd like as much mana available as possible. This is where Fireball truly makes its money back, as we managed to output a heck of a lot of undodgeable damage. Similarly, let's do the same here. Hello, friends. Goodbye. You're not dead yet. Impressive. Now dodge this. Beauty. And not too shabby whatsoever. I'm slightly more concerned about this frog, actually. Only 42 health, so that actually should be manageable. Let's let you get a little bit closer. That's more so what I was concerned about, is just how much damage you do, friend. Oof, in the transmuter. Yeah, that little old, that classic old spell, Tyrant Leech form. Had to think about that one for a moment. Brain shut down on me mid-sentence. Always gotta love that. Fantastic stuff. Let's see, 27 damage plus extra acid. I don't think you one-shot us, but I am concerned, to say the least. Out of curiosity, what would you turn into? Ice Dragon, Quicksilver Ooze? No, thank you. Not even a little bit. So you're fast and swim extremely quickly, both of which are fairly nasty for us. So, Fireball is 3d16. You should be dead by now. I guess we don't exactly have the magic power, so never mind, I have just been running. Again, brain's not firing on all cylinders anymore, apparently. We could go invisible if we wanted to play it well and truly safe here. You only have a 40% chance to hit us. That should bring it down quite a bit. Potentially slightly wasteful. Tried a curing just to see how the math works out. Not great. So I'm going to do Fear Scroll. That doesn't work at all. Okay, I was hoping we'd get it even with the 2 pips of willpower, but that's fine. The issue here is that running away becomes quite tricky in this fight. Because this son of a gun swims too fast. So let's see what we have at our disposal. We do have nets, and in fact, yeah, Eggly, I think you just mentioned that. So that's a pretty solid idea. Let's take a look at chances there. We switch over to nets, 43% chance to hit. Not great, but if we blink away, then we can just rapid fire throw our nets. Numbers-wise, probability-wise, we should be able to manage it. 4 nets, 43%. Very good odds, all things considered. So do I want to play it safe? I think I do. Let's throw 1 blink in here. Getcha. Then I'm actually going to start with Ambrosia, regain a bunch of magic, and now we should be able to just blast you. Perfect. So that's a good reminder of how much more dangerous things get when we run out of magic. So we'll have to keep that in mind as I designed this round to remind myself how I got so far, of course. But scroll blinking for sale in the shop is absolutely fantastic. Haste is also pretty huge. You know what, I have nothing else to save my money for as of yet. So let's just snap grab those sons of guns. Ooh, snap. Love to see it. We're not anywhere near trees this time around when we see the druid. Otherwise it becomes a bit of a race to take them out. And Phantom Mirror is fantastic. So let's drop our boomerangs. In fact, that's another one that we can pop into our auto pickup, and let's just get rid of boomerangs. Never really gonna be training throwing on this character. It was more so a holdover from the beginning when you want to keep all your options open as much as possible. Hello, friend. Goodbye, friend. Perfect. Did we buy that fancy shippo? We did indeed. Yeah, we're wearing our nice, I don't even know, what is this style of hat called? Everyone calls them like Russian hats. I guess it's either that or it might even be like an aviator cap. I don't know, anything Russian I want to call babushka, but I'm pretty sure that's more so the familiar relationship, or that might be the headscarves that grandmas wear. Could be both very easily as well. There are lots of words in various languages that have those kind of traits where they are so representative or indicative of that group that they take it on as their own. Hello, Tyrant Leech. You are a pain in the rear. Well, we'll just run away from you for now. Not the end of the world, I guess. At least you're not quite as scary as that Goliath frog that we were running into moments before. Let's just regenerate all of our magic power, and then we can blast you the old-fashioned way. Fantastic. Oh, it is. Thank you, Peacock. It's called Nushanka. I should have actually known that. I played Escape from Tarkov for a while. I should definitely know what a Nushanka is called. But thank you. You rescued my brain from disappointment I wasn't even realizing I should be feeling about getting the word wrong. But that is exactly what I was going for. See, I don't know if this is a Nushanka or an aviation cap, but either way, stylish as all get up. Can't complain. Nice, let's rest up. So far, Swamp going fairly well here. Nothing too sketchy thus far. Besides the one close encounter with the Goliath frog, but as mentioned then, it was more of a reminder to keep an eye on the current state of our magic reserves rather than a truly dangerous encounter outright in its own right, as it were. Also, Shields is training up quite well here. Orb of Destruction is still a ways away. So let's switch over to the Kite Shield. Doesn't quite match the outfit as much, so maybe not fantastic in that regard, but will keep us alive, and that's very important. Hard to be stylish when you're completely dead. Also, don't know why I focused that fireball on the one enemy that's resistant to it. That seems like it might not be the most prudent course of action. Let's instead just get the heck out of there. Ubusha is the scarf, yeah. Okay, nice. So at least not completely off the mark there. So that's good. Inferior to the Canadian national toque, of course. Oh, of course. Nothing beats a toque. A good old nice knit toque on a cold day. Oh, hello, Azul. I didn't see you there, friend. I think we can potentially take you, especially with Phantom Mirror and blasting ya. Kind of wish my buddy wasn't sitting right behind you, because that gets in the way of some of the spells that I'd like to use. But you're only resistant to poison. You don't hit that hard outside of your spells. I mean, with your physical attacks, that's good. 140 health is a bit of an oof, to say the least, but not the end of the world. I do wish we had Orb of Destruction. I could take a 50-50 shot, but then it's likely that I get a really negative misfire, and that would be less than ideal, shall we say. There we go. Finally get an opportunity to juke a little bit here. And now we can join in the glorious combat with our Azul clone. Loaded husks. Interesting. I don't know how much your concussive blast actually does. I feel like it's not too much damage, but seeing two of you makes me slightly more concerned, to say the least. Regardless, I think we can start here. Okay. Did they kill Azul? I guess they did. Well, how about that? Huh. Only one way out. That was interesting, or one way to find out. Oh, I see, yeah. And find out we did. Fortunately, we're not dead, so how about that? It's a miracle. Which is good, because if anything is going to allow us to successfully get through with Tengu, it's going to be a miracle. Let them get one closer so that this magma bolt actually hits. Fantastic. Where'd you go, Donald? Hello, Donald. I don't think you're nearly as scary as what we've been facing recently. Like, sure, you can might and haste, but you have less than 100 health, friend. Are you sure you want to fight? You have a shield of reflection, but reflect this, and reflect this. And that. Beautiful. Well, I think, or would hope, that Donald comes to regret their decisions this day, but there we go. We finally not only get a better shield with the reflective brand, which means we can switch off our necklace to regen. Bit of a cascading effect there. It also looks a lot better, this shield. Finally, color matching with the rest of our outfit. Magical staff and armor included. So that's always pretty solid. Get out of here, you bloated husks. We are not interested in buying what you're selling. Thank you kindly. A bit of a Goliath frog get together here, a reunion of sorts. Oh my gosh. I mean, I was kind of kidding at first, but would you look at that? It just is a reunion. Oh, we don't have resistance to electricity, so this is actually very bad. Very, very bad. 2d18 is at least manageable to take a couple of hits. Swamp Dragon, or the Death Drake rather. Don't love that. Let's see, odds of hitting you are 57%, then it's definitely got to be a fireball for that. And do... oh geez, yep. Can't do too many more of those for sure. Wow, wands really don't do much damage when you're... okay, what's your range on that? It's 7. That's not nice. blink me away. This teleport could actually kill us as well, unfortunately. I want to heal wounds. I potentially want to cancel teleport and blink out of here, but I'm worried that on my next move trigger, like reading a scroll, the teleport's going to take effect, so it's kind of a waste of that other blink scroll potentially. With that in mind, wow, that's not what we were hoping for, to say the least. Not a great teleport, that. Gonna read teleport again. Let's see. Acid, 57% chance to hit. 45 is not that much better than 3d7. Bit more consistent. Technically one less in overall efficacy. Let's see. 2d18. As well as extra damage if you hit with melee on top of that. I was initially hoping that we'd have 1 or 2 more turns here. I could chug in Ambrosia and then heal up a little bit while we got going. We do have Ice Blast. That's what we were using against the Spark Wasp before we took the brutal hit that changed it all. I guess we got hit by the physical attack, which is actually more brutal than the Blink Bolt. So that kind of makes sense. Like, I don't think we die with 1 hit here, but I'm always concerned that I'm missing something. So I think I'm just going to walk away a couple steps. Then 33 plus 18 is 51. Hey, would you look at that? Perfect amount of health on our side. Interesting. Teleport is about to pop off, so I'm tempted to push this. Wow. This is the second time in very recent memory that we'd had the adjacent teleport. What's with that game? Eh? Well, in that case, I'm gonna read a fear scroll and then we're gonna blast you. Please just blast them. And 1 more. There we go. Hopefully we don't run into too many more Spark Wasps in the area. Jeez Louise. Well, 2 bad Tillies, right? Each one doing less work than your usual blink attempt. Not just because it's uncontrolled, but in actual distance as well. It's honestly just impressive that it even happened. There we go. Let's blast these vamps. And Bog Body should be manageable as well. Perfect. Let's be a little bit cautious whenever we're low mana. That's not great. And Sparky blinks just to mock me. Right? Well afraid, well feared they had the presence of mind to do a heck of a lot better of a teleport than my attempts were. It is honestly a little bit, makes me feel a little inferior, to say the least. But probably deservedly so. Just start blasting you kids, and then we can get out of there and replenish all of our sweet, sweet resources. Think we need a refund on those teleports? Definitely faulty. Yeah, bring them right to the manufacturer. I definitely want a word with their manager. Absolutely absurd. Kill the Death Drake. This time around, we at least have poison resistance. The last character that we had to fight against a Death Drake with, they had absolutely nothing, so we were lethally poisoned. Turn 1 right off the bat, no shot. So that's much nicer. A little bit of breathing room at the very least.